Hi there and welcome to the channel, and this video will constitute my January wrap in which I reflect on both the quality and the quantity of the books I read this month. Now in terms of numbers, I read 6 books. However, in the case of 2 of them, I haven't finished them yet for reasons which I will disclose imminently. But before doing so, I have one brief item of channel news, and that is to say a huge thank you once again to Richard Smith and to someone who wishes to remain anonymous for your generous donations. With the funds you saw fit to lavish upon me, I was able this very day to go over to Amazon and splurge upon 5 books which will really help with my academic research. So if anyone else wishes to follow the outstanding example set by these 2 noble individuals, all one has to do is click on the link on my channel homepage or in the description, and you too can divert some funds in my direction. Okay, having said that, let's turn our attention to the books I read in January. So first we have this, Joseph Conrad's The Shadow Line, his short novel, and I've already posted a review of this book, so all I need to do here is reiterate the fact that it was excellent. Then Jane Austen's first published novel, Sense and Sensibility. This was an exquisite piece of entertainment. I thoroughly enjoyed it. However, I wouldn't make any grand claims for it as a piece of art. And I also noticed that the tone was so heavily influenced by that of Samuel Johnson, the great Cham, and a few minutes research revealed the fact that Austen's favourite prose writer was indeed Samuel Johnson. So I'm hoping that in Pride and Prejudice, her second novel, that there's less of a Johnsonian influence and more of Austen's unique voice emerging. So we'll get to that. Then one of the books I didn't finish, it is Tolstoy's Anna Karenina. Haven't finished. And I'm on page 386. I'm in part 3. There are 1,000 pages or so, and I'll read 100 pages a day. So I'll be finished in a week. I have to say it's absolutely magnificent. It's a big book, but not a difficult book. It's not Finnegan's Wake. It's not Ulysses. It is just an awesome read of huge scope. And what really impressed me is Tolstoy's godlike compassion and his ability to enter into the thoughts, the hearts and the souls of his characters. At one point, he even jumps the species barrier and we go inside the heart of a dog and see what he makes of the world around him. It's just superb. Then this is rather specialized, but it is Journal of a Man of Letters by Paul Léautaud or Léautaud. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and I did receive some guidance, but I just haven't done it very well. But he was active in Parisian literary circles around the turn of the 20th century. He was indeed a contemporary of the Goncourt brothers, who are mentioned frequently in his book. And this is really for my research. It combines 2 interests, French literature and journals. So I read it kind of for and against my other examples of journals. Does that make sense? So to do that, you need a whole bunch of examples. So there's the one, Denton Welsh, and of course the Journal of a Disappointed Man, which the channel is named after. Then a couple of examples from women, the huge Journal of Marie Bush-Kurtseff. This is magnificent and was a huge sensation throughout Europe when it was published. Lastly, the unabridged journals of Sylvia Plath. So this book that I showed you, let me pick it up again, may not be of great interest to, people watching this video, but it's still in its own right very entertaining, although the sexual politics are completely out of keeping with what goes on today. But it's just an eye-opener in that respect. After 50 pages or so, I really was hooked. Those are all the physical books. Now let's move on to the ones I read in electronic format. So first we have Gerard de Nerval's Aurelia and Sylvie. If you don't know who Nerval is, he lived during the first half of the 19th century. He was a poet, writer and translator. He produced the first French translation of Goethe's Faust, for which he was praised by Goethe himself. And in Aurelia, he recounts his dreams and 2 episodes of mental illness he experienced, which were a result of an unrequited love affair. And the woman he loved married another man, a fact which tortured Naval. And this is a very beautiful book with some astonishing content, and it strongly recalled actually Thomas de Quincey. His confessions and a few moments of research unearthed the fact that yes, Naval was a huge admirer of de Quincey, but also we find in this book images which occur in J.G. Ballard's The Unlimited Dream Company, and the correspondence is too precise in my view for this to be accidental. Ballard read Aurelia, so if you enjoyed Ballard, you may enjoy Gerard de Nerval. The other story, which I haven't read yet, Sylvie, was hugely influential on Proust, and the Italian polymath Umberto Eco devoted many writings to discussing it. It was indeed his favourite novel, so I can't wait to get into that. The last two books I read as part of my research, and while I wouldn't recommend necessarily reading these books in their own right, they did lead me to some valuable discoveries. So first we have John Lehmann's I Am My Brother, an instalment of his memoirs, and in this he takes us through the war years, Second World War that is, in London, and so it's quite interesting from a social history point of view, seeing how the Blitz affected the publishing industry, and he also was operating the Hogarth Press with Leonard and Virginia Woolf. So if you're interested in Bloomsbury, there is material here that could feasibly grab your attention. There's quite a touching account of the circumstances surrounding Virginia Woolf's death. But for me, what was valuable is it led me to Lincoln Kirstein, a man who is seemingly forgotten these days, but such an impressive figure, co-founder of the New York City Ballet, an art collector, an aesthete, and a writer. And I'm greatly enjoying his biography, Mosaic's autobiography, I should say. Then finally, we have Cyril Connolly, who was a rival of Lehmann. They were both old Etonians. Lehmann operated New Writing and Connolly operated Horizon. You see at the bottom, edited by Cyril Connolly. And this is the Horizon that contains Denton Welsh's first published work, Sicket at St. Peter's. Okay, so Connolly's style is rather dry and dusty. I didn't really enjoy this book very much, but it did lead to my discovery of Gerard de Nerval, because Connolly had a great passion, as I do, for French literature. So that's what I have to do as a disappointed man, read rather boring or dry books at times to just point me in the right direction for finding amazing works of literature. There we have it. Time to stop. I should remind you at this point that if you want to come and discuss books more, then why not join me on the Discord server? Yes, the server of a disappointed man. There's so much going on there right now. You'll find very well informed members who are enthusiastic and, most importantly of all, very friendly. The link is in the description. And now all that remains is for me to bid you farewell in the customary fashion. So until the next time, be safe, be strong, nanu nanu.